The newest entries in the Pokémon series, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, have been long-awaited additions to the Pokémon franchise. Ever since the remakes of Pokémon Gold and Silver, fans of the third generation could hardly wait for Game Freak to deliver on that generation as well. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire take elements from the classic GBA titles and combine them with some of the gameplay traits of Pokémon X and Y. With that being said, it has a distinct feel from these other 3DS titles, so that you don't feel like you're just playing a reskin of those games. Now, let me just say that I'm a little biased towards 3rd gen. Pokémon Ruby was my very first Nintendo game I owned, given to me for my birthday along with my very first Nintendo system, the GBA. So, naturally, I have a great sense of nostalgia for those games, and as such, had expectations going into this game. Before its release, I made quick thoughts videos, more or less sharing my concerns as to why I thought these games would not live up to my expectations. I even went so far as to say that on November 21st, I would head home not to play Pokémon but to play Smash Wii U, which in itself isn't a bad thing, but I was being closed-minded. When I did start playing, I realized this game had much more to it than I thought. When you play a Pokémon game, you know there will be a story, and usually you know what the story is before you start playing it. That's no different in this game, especially if you've played Ruby and Sapphire on the Game Boy Advance. When you begin your Pokémon journey to collect 8 badges and become the champion, you end up getting in the way of an opposing group and attempt to stop their plans. Sure, there are small variances here and there, but that's the basic idea. In these games, the groups are Team Aqua and Team Magma. Unlike other games, there is a different group for each game instead of one group that is the same in both. This is a fresh idea since the teams are opposing each other and not just you. I should also mention that the story does not stop once you beat the main game. It continues in a special scenario in the after game, but I'll leave that to you to see for yourself. The gameplay in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is, again, pretty typical. You pick your starter Pokémon, in this game Trico, Torchic, and Mudkip, and battle trainers and gym leaders collecting badges, as well as running in grass and catching new Pokémon. It's the same as always. It's more similar to X and Y because of Mega Evolution, but it's really not that different from any other game. Some of the elements from Ruby and Sapphire return, such as contests and secret bases, and they're actually not that bad. The Pokénav was also something that was brought back, this time in the form of several different navs. Dex Nav, Area Nav, and Buzz Nav. They all add new functions to the game, such as making Pokémon collection and route traversing easier. I had thought they would be meaningless, and that I would forget that they were there at times, but I found myself using them quite often. Also, it's nice to be able to fly directly to almost any route or area, something that was never possible before. As well, Pokémon ME, Super Training, and the PSS from X and Y are back, though I didn't find myself using those during the main game. In terms of things that are different from Ruby and Sapphire, other than some minor details, things are quite similar. There are a few drastic changes to some things that I wasn't a huge fan of, such as the redesigned Mauville City, but it by no means ruins the experience. There are more Pokémon to catch than in the original game, since it was said that between this game and X and Y, you could obtain every Pokémon. That means you will be seeing a lot of Pokémon that aren't native to Hoenn. It's a bit odd at first, but it's fun to catch and train as many as you can. In short, the gameplay is standard Pokémon all the way through. One of the main reasons to remake a game is to enhance the presentation. With the case of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, it has been superbly done. I feel this is most evident in the music and the landscapes. First of all the music is redone from the original games, which is to be expected, but a few surprise tracks were also included that longtime fans can enjoy. There are a few original tracks as well at certain parts, but they don't feel out of place. On the other hand, the landscapes are brought to life thanks to a new gameplay mode, Soaring. It allows you to fly over Hoenn, and the views of the region are incredible from this level. It shows how the entire region fits together, and even if a few things have been altered for some reason, it is quite pleasant. Other than that, the graphics are identical to X and Y. There have been changes to the backgrounds of battles to better fit the areas, but all of the character models as well as Pokemon models are the same. Overall, I can't say enough good about the presentation of this game. Honestly, I'm very happy with how these games turned out. I thought it was going to feel like I was playing X and Y in Hoenn, but it really didn't. It felt like I was truly playing Ruby and Sapphire, 12 years after its original Japanese release. The story was to be expected, although the aftergame was new and exciting. The gameplay was as simple as Pokemon can be, even with the addition of Mega Evolution. The returning and new features are great additions, and the presentation is very well done as well. There's more I could talk about, but I want to keep this review short. I give Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire my full recommendation. They are a must-play for any Pokemon fan, and if you enjoyed the original games, you will enjoy these ones. This has been BlairBott, thanks for watching.